Hi everyone, Christina Werner here. Welcome to another card video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm using the Spice Garden stamp set from Waffle Flower, and it does have some coordinating dies, but I won't be using those today. I'm going to be creating a one-layer card as well as an envelope to go with it. So I'm first cutting some cardstock. This is Slate cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. I've cut it to 4 1/4 wide by 11 inches tall, and I scored that at 5 1/2 to create a top folding card. I then took one of the stamps from the stamp set, this really tall, leafy plant. I'm not entirely sure which spice this is. You let me know in the comments if you know which one it is, but it sort of looks like basil to me, but I have no idea. But anyway, I'm going to be stamping it in some Incom 3 Fade Out ink. This is an ink meant for no line coloring. I tried it in the past with watercoloring, and I think it might work better with this type of coloring, which is with colored pencils. So I've stamped both images here, the little pot and also the plant. And then I'm going to take that plant and I'm also going to stamp it in the same ink on a white envelope. And I'm going to have it just be on the side of the envelope. And I'm going to repeat stamp this a couple times so that it fills the entire left-hand edge of the envelope. So I'm going to ink that up, and then I'll go ahead and press that down. And I'm sort of angling it off the side so that that stem doesn't end right there in the middle of the envelope. I'm doing the same with the lower one. I want to make sure that stem doesn't get in the way. I just want a lot of leaves on that one edge. So I'm going to be using my Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils today, and I'm going to start out by laying down a little bit of color for the highlights, just a little bit of white on the pot, and then I'll go over it with a nice terracotta color. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up the coloring process, but I want you to take note of how I color the leaves. I try the leaves out a couple different ways until I find a method that I like, and the method that I end up using for most all of the leaves is by first coloring the darkest areas, then I'll color the highlights, and then I'll go back in with the mid-tone and kind of use that mid-green to kind of fill in all of those areas. So that was sort of the method that I came across when I was kind of experimenting. Really, any of the methods that I was using worked just fine. They mixed well on the whole image here, but that is eventually how I did all of my coloring. I'm going to turn on some music so you can enjoy the coloring, and I'll be back very soon to finish up the card and envelope. So after all of the coloring was complete, I added a small grading on the card. I'm just using this little tiny stamp from the stamp set that says hello, and I'm going to prep that area with an anti-static powder tool because I'm doing some heat embossing. I'm then going to stamp the small hello stamp in Versamark ink, which works great with heat embossing powder. It's my preferred ink for heat embossing. The heat embossing powder I'm using today is Alabaster from Brutus Monroe. It's a nice, finely milled, ultra detail embossing powder. I'll shake off the excess and tap it and flick it with my finger to get the extra powder off. And then I'm going to heat set this with my heat tool in small little increments. I don't want it to warp too much. So that is the envelope. It's almost done, and there's the card. I'm just going to pick out some postage stamps since I pretty much know who this is going to, and so it only needs about 50 cents because it is just a regular mailing for someone in the United States. And for that, you need 50 cents. And I totaled up these stamps, and it's actually 55 cents. Those are a little bit extra, but not too bad. I mostly wanted to just have predominantly green colored postage stamps. So I used these 3 vintage stamps. And that is my complete card and envelope set for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Head over to my blog for all the supplies, or you can see them down in the video description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.